You ever notice how Roblox games all kind of feel the same now? I'll scroll through the front page and it's just simulator after simulator, obby after obby, tycoon after tycoon. And sure, that stuff's always been there, but at least before it felt like every month somebody was trying something completely new. Nowadays, it feels like we're just getting reskins of the same 10 ideas. And it makes me wonder, what happens when Roblox runs out of ideas? What happens when developers stop experimenting and the platform just settles into this loop of safe, copy-paste projects? This isn't just me being picky either. There was a time where Roblox was built on crazy experiments. Half the fun was finding games that were buggy or weird, but at least they were different. Now, the system basically punishes creativity. If you don't make something that already fits into a proven formula, chances are nobody's gonna see your game, let alone play it. So, in this video, I wanna look at how Roblox got here, why the economy pushes developers into recycling the same genres, and what it can mean for the future of the platform. Because if Roblox keeps rewarding sameness, then originality is only gonna become rarer and rarer. So first, let's rewind a little. There was a point in time where Roblox really felt like the Wild West of game development. I'm talking pre-2016, pre-UGC, before the front page was completely taken over by simulators and brain rot games. Back then, the most popular stuff was coming from developers who were just experimenting. You had builders making sword fighting arenas with nothing but bricks and a dream. Tycoons weren't polished money farms, they were weird, broken experiments where half the buttons didn't even work. And obbies, yeah, they were everywhere, but even those had personality. People would throw in lava, moving parts, little challenges you wouldn't expect. It wasn't just a conveyor belt of copy-paste jumps. And even as Roblox grew, you could feel its creative energy. Games like Apocalypse Rising, Phantom Forces, Work at a Pizza Place. They weren't perfect, but they felt like full-on worlds compared to what most people thought Roblox was at the time. You never really knew what you were gonna find, and that was the charm. I think that's when Roblox was at its creative peak, not because every game was amazing, but because originality was everywhere. People weren't worried about chasing trends or squeezing out Robux, they were just making stuff they wanted to play, and somehow, that made the platform feel way more alive. But, somewhere along the lines, things shifted. Roblox figured out how to monetize attention, and once that happened, creativity stopped being the main priority. And here's where things really started to change. Once Roblox leaned hard into monetization, it wasn't just about making a fun game anymore. It was about making the right kind of game. The kind that would keep people clicking, grinding, and spending. Suddenly, you started seeing the same formulas over and over again. Simulator games took over the front page. First it was weightlifting simulator, then pet simulator, then beehive simulator, then pets again. And every single one had the same loop. Click, grind, rebirth, repeat. It worked because people love progression, but it also meant originality kind of got pushed to the side. Developers noticed this too. Why spend months building something unique that might flop when you could slap together a simulator in a couple weeks and rake in way more? It created this environment where chasing trends was safer than trying something new. And Roblox wasn't exactly discouraging it. In fact, the algorithm pushed these games harder because they kept players online longer, which meant more ad revenue and more Robux sales. It was a win-win for Roblox, but for creativity, not so much. This is also around the time microtransactions started getting really aggressive, pay-to-win mechanics, game passes for every little thing, and later on, limiteds and UGC items that made games feel more like shops than actual games. The whole vibe shifted from what cool thing can I make to what's gonna get the most clicks and the fastest Robux. And the worst part, once the formula worked, it spread everywhere. Obbies, roleplay games, tycoons, they all got simplified into clickbait versions of themselves. The experimentation, gone. Instead of Roblox being about wild, unpredictable ideas, it became polishing one or two trends until they were run into the ground. And that's where we get to the big issue, oversimplification. Roblox used to be this wild sandbox where the craziest, most random stuff could blow up. Now, it feels like everything's been boiled down to the lowest possible effort that can still get clicks. You can really see it with obbies. Back in the day, obbies were long, creative, and sometimes brutally hard. They take you through all kinds of different stages, each with their own twist. But now, half the obbies on the front page are just rainbow blocks, one or two gimmicks repeated over and over, and a thumbnail with some goofy title like only 1% can beat this. It's not about being fun, it's about being clickable. Roleplay games fell into the same trap. Instead of unique maps and interesting mechanics, you just get copy and paste towns with the same houses, the same cars, and the same jobs. The only difference is, maybe one has pets, one has babies, and one has a mega mansion you can buy with Robux. It's all stripped down to the bare minimum because Roblox figured out that's enough to keep kids playing. Even the event games show it. Remember when Roblox used to do full-blown event collabs with unique gameplay? Like egg hunts or seasonal events that felt like a big deal. Compare that to now. Half the events are just collect coins, unlock skin. It's quicker to make, easier to monetize, and less effort overall. And look, I get it. Roblox has gotten way bigger and they want consistency, but by chasing that, they flattened out the creativity that made the platform so special. Instead of encouraging weird experimental games, they basically created a factory only the safest, simplest ideas rise to the top. The end result? A platform that feels like it's slowly running out of steam, because how many times can you repackage the same obby, simulator, or roleplay game before people finally get tired of it? Here's the thing though, Oversimplification doesn't just happen by accident. It creates this invisible pressure on developers. If you're a small dev just trying to break through, what are you going to do? Spend months making some unique, experimental game that might flop, or pump out another Rainbow Obby in a week and know it at least gets some traction? And that's the problem. The system rewards a safe option. If the front page is flooded with low effort stuff that works, you're basically punished for trying something different. And the crazy part is, even veteran devs have to play this game. A lot of them know how to make way better stuff. They've got the skill, the ideas, and the drive, but when rent or bills are on the line, are you really going to gamble on originality when you know the Roblox algorithm will push the simple cash grabs way harder? It's like a race to the bottom. The more simplified games succeed, the more other devs copy them, and the more Roblox algorithm doubles down on boosting those games. And after a while, that's all players even see. It's not that creative developers disappeared, it's that they're buried under a mountain of guess the emoji and mega fun easy obby 999 stages. And this has a bigger effect than people realize, because when the platform stops rewarding innovation, you don't just lose out on cool new games, you lose the devs themselves. Tons of talented creators end up leaving Roblox entirely, moving to engines like Unreal or Unity, because that's where they feel like their creativity actually matters. So yeah, oversimplification isn't just boring for players, it's like a slow brain drain for Roblox itself, where all the talent slowly drips away to other places that still value risk-taking. So, what happens if this keeps going? Well, we're kind of already seeing it. The platform slowly starts eating itself. If every popular game looks the same, plays the same, and is built around the same recycled monetization tricks, players eventually get bored. Yeah, obbies and simulators are fun for a bit, but if that's all you see on the front page, people are going to start asking, what's even the point of checking Roblox anymore? And Roblox knows this. That's why they've been pushing big experiences, like Doors, Pet Simulator X, or Blox Fruits. They want those flagship games because they keep older players invested and give them something to flex in investor meetings. But here's the catch. For every one of those breakout hits, you've got thousands of forgettable clones taking up space. And because the system pushes whatever gets fast engagement, the clones stick around and the cycle keeps repeating. Long term, this means two things. One, players lose interest. New players might hop on for a weekend, but without variety, they'll bounce just as fast. That makes Roblox feel less like a creative platform and more like an app store full of knockoffs. Two, developers lose faith. The ones who actually want to innovate either water down their ideas to fit the system or leave altogether. And once you lose your most creative people, it's way harder to recover. It's almost like Roblox is cashing in now at the expense of its future. Sure, it looks good in the short term, the revenue's up, the user count's still high, but if everything feels like deja vu, people will eventually move on. And the sad part is, it wouldn't even take that much to fix. Highlight smaller unique games, reward devs for trying something new, actually show off the variety that the platform was supposed to be known for in the first place. But instead, Roblox seems comfortable leaning on the same loop, more simplified games, more easy money, and more developers pushed into making the same thing over and over. If nothing changes, running out of ideas won't just be a figure of speech, it'll be the reality of the platform. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't have to stay this way. The cycle of oversimplification only keeps going because it's rewarded. If Roblox actually shifted what it promotes, even just a little, we'd probably see a completely different platform a year from now. Imagine if the front page didn't just highlight some handful of simulators or obbies, but instead had a rotating spotlight for smaller games with unique mechanics. Something that gave players a reason to explore instead of just clicking the first shiny button they see. That one small change could break up the monotony and remind people what Roblox used to feel like, unpredictable and full of weird experiments. And it's not only Roblox, developers can break the cycle too, but it's risky. You either chase what the algorithm wants or you roll the dice on something original. The truth is, when someone does take that risk and it pays off, it changes the entire scene. Think of games like Doors or even Brookhaven. Love it or hate it, they weren't just straight up copy and paste clones when they dropped. They stood out and people flocked to them because they felt new. The cycle breaks when originality gets rewarded, but right now, originality has to fight an uphill battle against systems that punish it. That's the wall Roblox is built around itself, and the longer they keep it up, the harder it will be for fresh ideas to break through. At the end of the day, Roblox running out of ideas isn't really about individual developers suddenly forgetting how to be creative. It's about the system Roblox has built, one where the safest, most stripped down formulas get pushed to the top, while riskier, more original games are left to sink or swim on their own. And the scary part is, the cycle feeds itself. Players are used to the same types of games, so they expect the next one to be even simpler. Developers then chase those expectations, Roblox rewards it with visibility, and the loop continues on. That's why the platform feels stuck right now. Not because there's no creativity left, but because there's no room for it to breathe. But here's where it comes back to us. We can either keep clicking on the same copy and paste experiences and let the cycle keep spinning, or we can start looking for the weird, the unique, the stuff that doesn't fit into the cookie cutter mold. Because as long as there are players who want something more, there will be developers who try to make it. So, what happens when Roblox runs out of ideas? Honestly, that's up to Roblox and to us. Either they keep doubling down on oversimplification until the platform loses that spark that made it special, or they change the course and start rewarding originality again. And if they don't, the next big platform is just waiting for its chance to take that crown. So if you enjoyed the video, let me know, and subscribe for more content like this. Join the Discord too so you can be updated on when the next video drops, or just come out and hang with developers and players. Also, I have a second channel where I just go over general gaming content rather than purely Roblox content, so if that interests you, check it out. So yep,